Hey Steve, how are you? Good to see you.
How you doing, Bart? You good?
Yeah, I can't complain. Busy, but like the team always says, better too busy than too quiet. So it means you have something going on. So I can't complain. How are you? How are the days going for you?
Very well. Very busy. Still, obviously, still in the shirt, mate. So still working. So yeah.
I can imagine long days. So
Indeed.
let's dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen, because we got a banger of an AMA here today, because we have some splendid news to share with you, because we have the man himself has sourced an amazing property deals, and we're going to be announcing. I can't say too much because we want to keep it a surprise, obviously. But we're going to be announcing a splendid offering, the first offering for the European side, but also a little bit about the property roadmap, what's upcoming, what our investors can expect, and lots more. So we'll dive right into it. First of all, Steve, obviously you've been now in your new role at EstateX since 2-3 weeks. Obviously lots have happened, obviously some restructuring, cooperation with the full team, and obviously you've been managing now the country directors. So we're all wondering, how has your first week been so far as the new CEO of Web2?
So yeah, I mean, look, it's been really interesting. I think obviously working with you guys for some time, but working from the outside looking in and just seeing what probably a lot of people see is a small window, but actually it's like a TARDIS. So when you get inside, there's a whole ream of different layers of people. And what's been really exciting for me, being, coming from a corporate background and, working in business for, 27 years now, but even before that, in corporate in a corporate environment, is actually the level of guys that we have in EstateX. Obviously, the people see you guys, they see you in front of the camera, they see you on the AMAs, they see you in the chat and all of those things. But actually, some of the guys behind the scenes that maybe pop up on the website or have done previous videos really need to be mentioned. So the structure itself, I mean, there was tweaks in the structure to make it the best tax efficient structure that we can make, and make it a seamless structure, which was already going through it's already going through its pace, and we've obviously just made that a bit quicker. But some of the guys, that these that our people don't see a lot is, for example, Ron in Luxembourg, who looks after actually the RWA side and looks after the fund, set up the fund in Luxembourg, and also the structure that sits behind and the side and below the fund. And Ron and I have worked over the last 2 or 3 weeks, many hours by Zoom, but we're actually going to have a meet up next week in Luxembourg physically. So I would say that that's really impressed me. Ron, if anybody reads up on him, he's got a phenomenal background in the corporate world, but also crossing over into the digital side as well. But just knows his onions, being with EstateX for some time, being on the journey in the background. But I have to say, is set up a really lovely, robust foundation and structure for us to be able to move forward. And equally, I suppose a shout out, if I am shouting out to the team, because they are all, I think, overlooked sometimes, let's say. But Rainer over in Germany, he's massively into the sort of Web3 environment, but also the conduit between Web3 and Web2. So he understands where they meet in the middle. He understands the technical aspects of that. And he understands, obviously, all of the things that need to be put in place to make things legal, make things tax efficient, makes things safe, secure, and that's massively again, we don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about how secure are our tokens, how secure are our investments, how secure, and we've got all of that structure in place. And having come in, just as I said, really a couple of weeks ago, and deep dived into what we have, and not forgetting our great Graham over in the States as well. You know, what a fantastic head team we have. And just so you know, guys, Graham, for example, in the States, when he first started showing me the back office and the back end, I'm like, how do you know so much about real estate? And actually, Graham's dad was a real estate agent in the US, so he's grown up in real estate and transferred that knowledge into tech, and again has that crossover synergy between the Web2 and Web3 environment, which I think to be, one of the things I was thinking about, Bart, is how did you drop on these guys to get such a great team? So what I will say to Bart and to Thomas, and then obviously then to Steve and so forth and so on, is what a great structure, a great physicality behind the scenes that is actually the engine to what's going to happen now, what's already happened with the token launch, and what's going to happen in the future. We're all getting together in Luxembourg next week. We're going to be continuing our forward planning. We've always got to be planning 12 months ahead, and bringing you great stuff, and continually improving everything that we bring. So it's been exciting. And I would say really impressed. I'm really impressed.
No, really, really appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, it's true, right? It's true that also, the EstateX family and the people on the front, they say me a lot, they say Steve a lot, obviously, but they underestimate how big the support level that we have to be able to make us shine like at the front is. You know what I mean? And which is so crucial, because without this team, we could have never come this far. We could have never set this all up. We could have never, be in the position that we're at the moment. And I think a lot of people underestimate also the back-end work that it takes to be in this position, to set up these fund structures, to be able to be, legally compliant, to have all the tech ready. People really underestimate the amount of work, precise planning, structuring, and everything else that it takes. So I'm really glad you light that out, because it's really true. These guys are, one by one, they're superstars. They make this company function. You know what I mean? They're the heartbeat, the lungs, the however you want to call it.
The backbone. The backbone.
Exactly. Yeah, the backbone.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Without these guys, it's impossible. So I'm really, really glad that we have such experts on board, because also resume wise, if we look at Graham, amazing resume, blockchain developer for over 10 years, working on CBDC development and stuff like that. Ron, who is, has a lot of fund experience, C-level experience, IT, software development. Reiner, who's got, obviously banking licenses, run the biggest Bitcoin trading platform, been through all these regulation processes, securities brokers. So it's really the backcourt team, the backbone, as you say, it is so important. And really glad. And how I get to these guys, it's I wonder it still to this day sometimes. It's like it's also coincidental, but it must be faith then. You know what I mean?
It definitely is fate. And I say now we're all speaking the same language. It's really exciting. I see them, the guys now, with a bit of a spring in them step. And now we've launched the token. We can look at reprioritizing how we grow now. And what a lot of people are asking for is what's next? And now we can look to what is next.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because what is next, ladies and gentlemen, is the first property offerings that we're going to be launching. Obviously, we've already launched the amazing Cape Verde property in the US a short while ago, which we sold out within 5 minutes. That was amazing for our US accredited investors. But obviously, we're now going to roll everything out for the other jurisdictions that we're operative in, and then soon expand also to hopefully the rest of the world. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, just wondering, Steve, what is it exactly that you have sourced for the first offering? How did it came about, and what makes you excited about these first offerings that we're going to be doing?
Well, I think probably, as I've said many times in some of my previous videos and brief videos where I've been traveling the world and not trying to give too much away. But for me, we're looking at the hotspots. Where's the places to go? Where are the hotspots in the world? We always think is where's the sexy stuff? Everyone wants sexy stuff, and everybody wants things that are trending, are apt right now. And so I really needed to find something in one of the hottest destinations that can appeal to the European community, retail investors, etc., and further afield. And as we all know, we all see one country that's at the moment absolutely flying. We're all pulled there. It's for sometimes it's like sometimes being on the moon, being in that country. So I suppose without further ado, our first offering to the European community.
Shall I get the video? I have a
Yeah,
video.
let's do it. Let's get the video. Let's get the video.
Get the video.
Just wait 10 seconds longer, guys. And excuse me, my glasses, because I'm going to be reading and looking myself.
All right, I got it here. Can you see it, Steve? Is it all visible?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Without further ado, I shall play the video, and then
let's go.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
A little snippet. So I'll let you announce it, Mr. Founder. Tell us.
So what we have sourced, ladies and gentlemen, is some amazing development piece in one of the hottest upcoming areas within Dubai. And I'm going to tell you why it is such an exciting piece, and I'll let Steve elaborate on it. But these are newly developments called the Sky Villas, the Oceano Sky Villas. It's a very, very high-end piece of real estate, and I'll tell you why it's a high-end piece of real estate. It's primarily because these developments are located in the area, basically across the first casino in the Middle East that's being built. So in Q1 2027, there will be the first casino in Dubai opened, and it's actually the first casino in an Islamic country in the Middle East. And if we look at other areas such as Las Vegas, that developments that came across of these newly built casinos, the value of that saw great potential increase. And it's such a unique piece because it's obviously the first one that's in an Islamic country. So this is a very, very valued one. And the apartments actually look across, so they have a view on the first casino. And we will dive into it also next week and the week after about all the extra details and potential area projections, etc. But it's a very, very spectacular piece of real estate, and also very unique attributes coming with this offering as well that we'll be announcing on this AMA as well. But I'll let Steve elaborate before we dive more into the details of it.
Yeah, I think you guys have waited so long, so we thought let's bring the best to the forefront and let's not mess about and let's get straight into it. As you've said, I think it's the uniqueness. There's a lot of buildings being built in Dubai. We're offered stuff all the time, as EstateX has now firmly set its feet in Dubai, and within that community in Dubai, everybody's starting to know who EstateX is, and we've been offered lots of projects, and we just wanted to bring you what we had as the best project that we see right now, Sky Villas. And the beauty of this project, if we just get into a little bit of the specifics, but as Bart said, we're going to get deep diving into this over the course of the next couple of weeks before we then start to give you the dates of the launch, et cetera, et cetera. So we're talking about about an 18-month build out from now. So not a long time to wait. Liquidity starts at 6 months. So as soon as we invest, we are able to become liquid if we want, if we need, after 6 months. But my advice would be looking at that 12 to 18-month period to get the best returns you can. We're talking and look, this is potential, and we know how Dubai is going. We've seen exponential growth, and we still see exponential growth going forward in the future. And most certainly, where we're talking about new areas, new arenas, new areas like Oceana, where we've got something unique like the casino, where we know the demand for resales and for us to effectively resell, because this is a purchase and a resale product. Ultimately, we know the demand's going to be there in 18 months. We know the demand's going to be there in 2 years. So it's not like any other. It's unique. We're looking at, we're talking about around 20%. And we're talking, we have to put the potential, because as we all know, that's what we foresee. It could be more, it could be less, but we're banking on 20%. As I said, liquidity after 6 months. So this is something that's a really great product, great demand, great location, the hottest real estate on the planet right now, and just a product that, I'll be honest, you can speak to probably 1,000 people. No one's getting in the Sky Villas.
No one.
This is unique, and we're in. And I would say this to you: not only are we in, we were approached to be involved. And when looking at it, we said, our guys, our community are just going to love this, and we have to bring this, what I'd say is a real sexy product with a great return, and in the best location right now in Dubai.
Yeah, because obviously we wanted something that, as a flagship product for our retail investor class, to be something that is unique, something that is amazing, something that if you show that to friends, family, co-workers, to see, hey, I got a fraction of this, that they'll all be like, wow, that's amazing. What a unique piece of real estate to invest in. And that's what we've been able to obtain here. So I think one of the most beautiful things about it, Steve, is also what you said, is the liquidity aspect of it, right?
Yeah,
Being
yeah,
able to potentially, if you want, and which is completely fits the brand messaging, everything that we wanted, the instant exit options, the liquidity, to be able that if you don't want to be or part of this anymore, you need to free up money or you want to reinvest somewhere else, that you have that possibility after 6 months. You're able to get out at any time. We're currently adding it into the back end, this trading marketplace where after 6 months you can cash out. So I think that fits it well. It's a great development with great potential returns, very unique location, very unique piece of real estate, amazing growth potential with the first casino there. It's in the area which is currently building the Wynn Resort, which will probably expected to attract millions of visitors from 2027. So it's a very unique piece of real estate in demand with the liquidity aspect of it. So
yeah.
And obviously it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And I think this just really puts and pushes home the whole aspect of what we've looked to achieve, and what your vision and Thomas's vision was 4 years ago is, everyone can take a slice of real estate anywhere in the world, subject to legal requirements and so forth. But to actually be and have a slice of this particular project, and obviously we'll be bringing you other projects that will be equally as glamorous and with great opportunities. But to bring this really special product, and everybody in our community has access to this, I'm like, wow, this really stamps fully that vision of, everyone can own a piece of real estate. And it's not just a standard bit of real estate, it's not a piece of grass. This is the best of the best, the creme de la creme. So we hope that you guys love it. I think we better share with the US investors as well that we're not leaving you behind, guys. And ultimately, we will be dovetailing in the US offering at the same time. So again, because we are now ready to go, we're going to be giving something for everyone. And again, over the next few days and weeks, we'll be sort of showing a little bit more of the roadmap, giving you a little bit more detail of what the investments look like, and all of the aspects of what's in it for you. And that's the point.
Amazing, amazing. I'm very, very glad with this opportunity that we'll be giving the EstateX investors. That this is going to be a flagship one, and obviously also great news for the US, that the US will not be left behind, but they will be able to invest simultaneously. And obviously on the roadmap, what we have is also in Q4 is obviously the Middle East that opens, but also the US for the retail side that opens. So very, very exciting stuff here. And, we're fully on track for the roadmap. There's a lot on the roadmap, but there's a reason we've been developing this for 5 years, obviously, to have everything in place and to, tactfully roll it out after launch in a relatively short period of time, to become that worldwide, so to say, within the RWA sector. So I'm very, very glad that this first real estate offering fits into that. So without any further hassle, further ado, I'll give the honor to you, Steve, for any closing remarks before next week. Later this week, in the next 2 weeks, we'll be informing the EstateX family about all the details, the dates, more opportunities for the US side, and everything else that comes up.
Yeah, I think in closing, I think we've now got a really substantial structure that really looks after both Web 2 and Web 3 side of the business. We have focus on both sides equally, and obviously the token's really important for us. But now I'm on board, we can really focus on bringing the RWA launchpad, and also all of the assets and proposals, and actually that roadmap start to bring that alive. So it's not just something that's there. We are actually actualizing that roadmap and bringing something for everybody on a regular basis. So if you miss out this time, which a lot of you will, I'm sure, okay? So make sure you're pressing your buttons. But if you miss this time, we will continue to be rolling things out on a regular basis, as we've talked about. And I've spoken to you before in closing, is we have a substantial amount of developers we're working with, and we'll share a lot more of that information with you. We have a substantial amount of relationships and stock already ready to roll out, and it will be in all corners of the world, and you guys can have a piece of everything. So
Amazing.
it's now all of that planning, the blueprint is now coming to life.
It's about to get very real now, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get very real. Everything is starting to execute finally. So it goes from vision to reality, and we're on the verge of happening it. With the lead by the main man, Steve Craig. Steve, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next AMA. Cheers. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Exciting times. Cheers.